This is the official, the only, maybe not the only, but one of the few Ken matchup charts out there. And I think we should just start with creating the different criterias. So we can start with put Ken here, put Ken here, and then here we put, I think, disadvantage, even, advantage, not sure. Those are, you know, I'm not sure about every matchup. So let's start with a disadvantage. I think the easiest ones to say are like Chun-Li, for example. Why Chun-Li? I think because she controls the neutral very well. Ken is a type of character that can put the mental stack on you with the drive rush, the dragon lash, even the run, etc. But Chun-Li has really good buttons to check drive rush, and also the same buttons are really good at checking dragon lash. Plus that she can really control the screen with her fireball game and her walk speed. But it is a bit hard to fight her in neutral. As Ken, you need to like be very patient against Chun. And if they're more aggressive, they're kind of doing you a favor, because then they're taking more risk, which the Chun players don't really need to do. They can just stay back, throw fireball, drive rush, for example, or try to make the Ken try to get in and then punish him for overextending, that sort of thing. I think there's a matchup it's in Chun's favor. Pretty annoying to fight, to be honest. But it's doable if you play as Ken and you are like in a timeout mood, so to speak, and you're out patienting her out, so to speak. Then you have a good chance at beating the Chun-Li. I think Guile, I think it's pretty obvious, is one of its harder matchups. So a lot of similar reasons, but I think it's also some different reasons as well. I think Guile obviously can control the neutral very well with Sonic Boom. There's not much Ken can do. Ken has to read the boom with the EX Fireball. If it hits, you get good reward, but if it doesn't, you wasted two drive bars. That's not good. He has better pokes, Guile. And also, because he can level 3, level 1 anti-air while walking back, now you can't jump anymore the moment you see Guile standing. It's a big risk to still jump. And then it's a matchup where sometimes you have to jump. Plus, his normals are very long. They also give good reward. Even though he can't cancel crouch medium kick, he lands a punish counter or counter it crouch medium kick, he can always convert into either flash kick, crouch medium punch, or something. A lot of it is in Guile's favor in that match. Ken can win because he's Ken. Can put anyone in the corner and guess right. But I think in the long term, it favors Guile, for sure. Now, I used to think JP was even. I think me and Angry Bird, we talked about it at EVO. We talked about this matchup. And we were going back and forth between it's either even or JP's favor. There is no way Ken wins the matchup. There's no way. Absolutely no way. But JP has so many tools to deal with Ken's stuff. It's like crouch medium punch checks the drive rush from almost every range. And even if it whiffs, it's so hard to punish counter it because it has no hurt box on the stick and it recovers on like 14 frames. And it also doesn't whiff because it's like 4 active frames on it or something. So it's like, it's against Ken's like Ken trying to get in, Ken has to take big risks against JP. Dragon Lash is good, but JP can, like for example, he can see if Ken does like drive rush Dragon Lash, JP can whiff crouch medium punch because the Dragon Lash comes out, and then he can react with either perfect parry or the EX counter parry and then punish him. He has counterplay against Ken that punishes Ken very hard. In the mid-range, none of JP's normals have, like stick normals have any hurt box, and they all outrange Ken's normals as well. So it's hard to fight in the mid-range as well. If you somehow get JP to the corner, you have to think about, okay, he might amnesia. And if he amnesias you, it's a true 50-50 here. If you go for the grab after working so hard on getting in on JP and you try to, pressure him with throws, etc. If he does amnesia, wake up parry, EX parry, you're dead. If he has level 3, you're dead. That does 60+%. It's so hard to deal with him on the, like, even when he does a snap in the neutral, you gotta deal with that as well. He controls neutral very well. He has one of the best defensive options in the game. Has one of the best offenses in the game. If he puts you in the corner, he'll burn you out with back heavy kick, +2 on block, put the portals out as well, put you in a mix-up. There's no stable, I don't feel Ken has a stable strategy against JP. I feel like you just have to play, better than the JP, in my opinion. So I think this is for JP, for sure. I think like Cammy, I don't know. For now, I'll put her on even. It could become disadvantage, but I think at the moment I'll put it at even. So the thing with Cammy is that like her walk speed, her buttons are really good, her walk speed is really good. But it's a dive kick. The fact that you're kind of scared to press because of her dive kick makes it a bit awkward. But other than that, it's one of those matchups where Ken can play the ground game as well. So it's just it's a weird matchup a little bit. But I do think because Ken can contest in the ground game, as long as you don't get dive kicked, it should be okay. Then it should be okay. So I'll put it at 5-5 for now. And then we got Marissa. I think is also 5-5. I've never played Modern Marissa, I can only speak for Classic. But I think this matchup is just very volatile, in my opinion. It's like, it can look very free either way, but it's just, I think it's very even. I think it's just, they both have good tools against each other. Like, Gladius is very good, but Ken's low forward is also very good. So it can sometimes stuff Gladius. Whiff punishing Gladius is a bit random, but if you do land a stand heavy kick, you immediately put her in the corner. And when she's in the corner, she has no defensive option. But, you know, if you fuck that up, if you miss the stand heavy kick whiff punish, she whiff punishes you with a stand heavy punch, and then she puts you in the corner. So it's like, it's very volatile, this matchup. It's based on who's maybe a bit more on point on the day, etc. type of thing. Who's guessing more right. Because there's a lot of guesses both ways. and they both deal, I mean, Marissa deals insane damage. Ken also deals decent damage. So overall, I would say this is a 5-5 matchup at the moment. Luke. Now Luke, I'm not sure where to put him either. Thing is, when I think about this matchup, Luke has, I think, better buttons, better neutral tools in terms of normals, like stand medium kick, stand medium punch, crouching medium punch. I think more range on crouch medium kick, and he has a better drive rush as well than Ken. And what I mean by that is that his drive rush going into a button is better than Ken's, because he has drive rush stand medium punch, moves forward, drive rush stand jab, moves forward, drive rush crouch medium punch. So like drive rush crouch jab. His drive rush is better than Ken's. His fireball game is different, it's more like a poke, but it's very good because it can make you whiff the parry, while Ken's cannot. So he has a lot of advantages over Ken in the neutral game. He has more damage even than Ken. Even better corner carry. I mean, not better corner carry. Ken has better corner carry. But Luke has very good corner carry. The only thing Ken has, which is an advantage over Luke, I feel, is the Dragon Lash. And Luke has to, because he has like kind of slow standing normals, he has to like perfect parry it, I feel. Maybe sometimes if he's ready, he can stand jab, but stand jab is like 7 frame startup. It's not easy to stand jab that. They have to drive impact or perfect parry, the Dragon Lash. You can put the mental stack on Luke in this matchup as Ken. But is it even though? I don't know. I think it's like disadvantage, but only slight. I might even make add row below. Slight disadvantage. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we go to Jury. Jury, I think, is pretty even. Ken has a counter to her fireball with the heavy Tatsu. Depends on the spacing, but he can counter her fireball. But ignoring that, the normals, I feel Jury has maybe a little bit. She has an edge when it comes to having better normals. I do think Ken has a better corner carry and it can get you in the corner for less drive gauge. However, Jury still also has like very good. She has decent corner carry. It's not bad. It's pretty good actually. Just not as broken as Ken's. But the thing is, in this matchup, whoever gets the corner first has a big advantage. And there's also there's a lot of momentum changes from the corner. For example, if you do the throw, Jury can do jump medium punch, instant jump medium punch to punish your throw attempt, and then she can land big damage. So it's a very volatile matchup where both can kill each other very fast, and they both are somewhat contestable in the neutral as well. So for now, I will put this matchup as even. But it is just very it is a bit random. This is not a stable matchup at all. In terms of the fireball game, Jury, if she lands a perfect parry on a fireball, she can punish counter that with drive rush almost every time against Ken. So I don't think the fireball is that big of an issue for her in this matchup. Next we have DJ. I will also put DJ even, simply because I do think DJ kind of wins the neutral, but he's still susceptible. susceptible, I don't know, to drive impact. But yeah, DJ, the only reason I think it's even is because a lot of his normals is like you can drive impact them, even though he has better tools to control Ken in the neutral. He has a good fireball game, medium fireball, heavy fireball, great pokes, great damage. The just cool sway thing, it makes it hard to check his stuff because he can drive rush into just cool sway, punish counter your check. But I do think like there are things you can do against DJ. Like if you get into the corner, if you do a safe jump, then you kind of remove the whole EX-DP flash kick mix-up he has, and you can still, you know, do Ken stuff to him in the corner. So I would say this is like, it's a bit volatile as well, but I think this is a 5-5 matchup. Let's go to some advantages. Jamie, I think this is Ken's favor. I do think it depends on what his drink levels are, etc. But I do think overall he needs level 2 drink to have an option against Fireball. I think before that, you know, Ken might have already won the round, right? So I do think this is pretty easily in Ken's favor. I mean, it's like, obviously if Jamie gets his drinks up, then it's a different story. But for now, I would say Ken definitely wins that. Kimberly as well. Ken can control her in the neutral pretty well, and she doesn't have a reversal, so if Ken lands something and puts her in the corner, then Ken can rush her down pretty well as well. It's just that Kimberly always has that X factor, that if she somehow gets you in the corner, you might not even be able to play. So it's not like it's unwinnable for her. But I just think overall this is for Ken, for sure. Dalsim, at the moment, I don't have too much experience against Dalsim. I need to play it more. I do feel like he has no defense, and I mean he has one thing. He can punish throws with dive kick. So it's actually, he has defense. He has actually better defense than other characters that don't have a reversal. I do think that from my experience playing Dalsim, I haven't played Crimson at all. Actually, I've only played F-Champ, Zaffarino. I feel like Ken can maul him sometimes. I played Garnet as well, and I did good against all of them with Ken. But the thing about Dalsim is that this might change, because Dalsim always takes time to develop. So at the moment, I feel like this is Ken's advantage, but the Dalsims, if they can, you know, if they figure something out with the character, I can see that happening. Like, Dalsim is one of those characters that just takes a lot of time to properly develop. I still think he's good. But for now, I would put it at advantage. Honda, I will also, for now, put it at advantage. I do think that like, he has a pseudo reversal, but it's not like really one, that EX headbutt. But if you land one perfect parry, he's in the corner. You know what I mean? I think it's like 5.5 Ken's favor. Honda, he can play the footsies, and he has big damage output from his, like, if he lands a whiff punch, stand heavy punch, you're in the corner. He puts you in the corner immediately, and it deals mad damage. So he has some stuff. But I think overall, you can just play this pretty patient. Try to perfect parry a headbutt, try to anti-air the butt slam, and anything you land puts him in the corner, you might win the round. Right? He has no defensive options outside of EX headbutt and level 1 and 2 and 3, of course. Ryu, I actually think this is even. It's funny, this matchup. It's like, I don't think Ryu is that good. I think Ryu is just okay. But I think in this particular matchup, his normals, his fireball game, his damage output, this matchup, when I play it, it just feels very even. I feel like his normals outrange Ken's, his fireball is better than Ken's. The only thing Ken has over Ryu is his offense. But in this game, offense is everything. So like, just that one advantage is everything for Ken. And also that he has like moves like Dragon Lash, better drive rush than Ryu. But I do feel like in this particular matchup, with how their tools interact, I would put it as a 50-50 matchup. Lily, I have a little bit of experience, but I think it's even as well. Simply because she really dominates the neutral, in my opinion, against Ken. If she had an EXDP, it would be disadvantage for Ken. But she doesn't. So if you land that one hit, you might just win the round. But the fact is that her normals are longer than Ken's. EX, like Counter Spire, you can't throw fireballs when she has the win. And it's hard to, like, she puts you in a guess every time. right? It's hard to control her in the neutral, I feel. And she can maul you if she has the wind up. But I haven't played this a lot, and I feel like people are gonna be like, what the Lily's even? Like, I don't wanna put her advantage because it's not. I don't feel like this is an advantageous matchup. I feel like it's just even. I feel like she excels extremely well in the neutral against Ken. But it's just that because she has no DP, if Ken puts her in the corner, it might be for her. She can't even level 1 against Meaty Jab, I think. But yeah, I will put this at even for now. Blanca, it's either even or advantage Ken. It's between even or advantage. Maybe I'll put it even for now because I don't have a lot of experience. But as Ken, you can play this kind of patient. You can even react unless it's a laggy setup, then you can't react. But if it's like a good setup, 240Hz PC, you can react to heavy Blanca Ball with perfect parry. If they do light Blanca Ball, you can punish with jab. So I feel like you can control him pretty well on PC. But on PS5, it's a different story. Then it becomes harder to control him. But let's go with Manon. I think is advantage for Ken. I think Manon can fight decently in the neutral, but she not good enough. Like, Ken will land hits on her, and when she's in the corner, she has nothing. She only has like level 1, level 2 or something as a reversal, and Ken can maul her in the corner. So I feel like this is pretty easily Ken's advantage. Rashid, I don't know. I haven't played this a lot, so I can't really say anything. Geef, I would also put now. I do think Geef can contest Ken with his buttons very well. I think he has better buttons than Ken in this matchup. Once he has level 2, you can't throw any fireballs at all. And if you get into the corner, I think the jump cancel SPD, I don't know if this is legit or not. I mean, I don't know how easy it is to do that. But if they do that against throw loops, then they can land a big punish on that, right? But I do think this matchup, if it's maybe slight advantage Ken, but I feel like it's even. I feel like it's very even. Because Geef can really fight him well in neutral. Yeah, you can get close to Geef when he has level 3. Yeah, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So when he has level 3, because he has level 2 as well, you can't throw fireballs. You can't really get close because a level 3 literally just takes half your life. Stand medium kick is very good against Ken. There's no hurt box. Stand medium punch is good as well. Stand light kick. The matchup definitely feels even when I play it. Let me see, is there something I would change here? I think this is the thing with Ken. I think mostly the matchups are even. There are some advantages as well. Like, you see the ones that are advantage and disadvantage are the same. There's 4 characters on each. Majority of his matchups are in the middle. But I think this is a good list, to be honest. Alright, that's the tier list.